Hello and welcome to another week of Blunt Lemon's ranking stuff. As you might have guessed, well, actually, one second, no, that's the wrong way around. But anyway, it doesn't matter. As you might have guessed from the title, we're ranking Spider-Man this week here on twitch.tv/bluntlemons or indeed youtube.com/bluntlemons. Can't remember the URLs, but I'm joined, as ever, by the spectacular Benjamin.
Ah, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
The
How are you,
amazing
Chris?
Dion.
I see what you're doing there. Also, hi, ladies and gentlemen.
Damn it, I left too many positive. Oh, they're all positive, I suppose. The ultimate Joe.
I don't see what you're doing. Hello.
These are all prefixes that Spider-Man gets described by in his long career. You were either, after I used amazing and spectacular, you were either going to be superior or ultimate. Maybe friendly neighborhood.
I've always wanted to be described as superior.
Yeah, I was going to say that awoken something inside me. So, if we could go and do that again.
Okay, back from the top. Hello, no, right. As I said at the top, we here at Blunt Lemons gather every week in various forms and concoctions to rank shit. And as we are here again, we're ranking shit. So we're starting on a brand new franchise. Well, I say brand new franchise. We've already got some on the list from our past experiences, but we're here to rank Spider-Man.
Yep, Spider-Man all the way back from 2002, when all of us were little babies in our mother's arms.
Yeah.
Still are.
Some of us still never left them.
Couldn't.
Can't do it. Can't escape.
Spider-Man was released on May the 3rd, 2002, to a box office of 825 million. I assume that's over all the years. Can't have opened that high, but
Well, I got a bit of trivia about its box office. Actually, it was the first film to reach $100 million in a single weekend.
I thought you just thought you were just going to say ever then for a second. I was going to
Ever.
say we took a while to get there, but
Yeah, no, it was the third highest grossing film of 2002, and at that point was the highest grossing superhero film of all time. Guess what? Number 1 and number 2 of 2002 were. Come on.
I have no clue.
Two Towers came out that year,
Yes.
right? So
Yes, that was one of them. I don't have the order. The other one.
I was literally 7 years old, so I can't remember.
The other one has got a little magic boy.
Oh,
thought-
right, yes, of course.
The Matrix.
Yep, that was it. The
That's true.
Matrix.
Sorry,
Was-
yeah, I should have guessed. What were 2002? What were the three most popular things in the universe? Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and Spider-Man.
It's weird. Just fast forward to 2021. It's my three favorite things, pretty much. That's,
And they're all still going, really. Except for Harry
yeah.
Potter. Oh, actually, when was the last Harry Potter?
No, Harry
Uh,
Potter's going in the form of Fantastic Beasts, and it's shit. So
Well, there you go. We've got Fantastic Beats. We've got a new Amazon show. I
Did you say
said Beats,
fantastic? Yeah, you did.
Harry Potter and the Fantastic Beasts. That's something I'd listen to.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
It starts with the Harry Potter theme and then it just goes into like dubstep. Do 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 wob 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 do do.
I was fully going down the route of like beetroot. I'm not gonna lie.
Great. We went in opposite directions straight away.
'Cause I just imagine Harry Potter having a really good beetroot harvest. And
Magic.
I'm all
it's
about it.
It's magic beetroot, so it's probably good.
Yeah, they could probably, you know what, realistically, these wizards could really fuck up the economy, couldn't they?
Oh
Just
yes.
magically grow like beetroots.
I
And
mean,
shit.
one day we'll do Harry Potter review. I've got many issues with the Harry Potter universe's like wizard existence. Why do they all live like it's the 1800s? Fuck it, not this podcast, damn it. Speaking of the 1800s, that's in the past. Someone talk about their past with Spider-Man. I dare one of you to do it.
I will go first. So up until this point, I don't know when I first saw Spider-Man. I have absolutely no clue. I definitely didn't see it in the cinemas, but up until this point, at least, I had like zero interest in superheroes, like at all. I didn't watch any of the shows growing up or anything like that. This was the first superhero media I was exposed to. Again, don't know when, but I saw this film I don't know why I saw this film because I've been terrified of spiders from a very young age, but I saw this film and I fucking adored it. And I've seen it a million times. So going back into this was a nice little nostalgia trip. And yeah, as expected, I remembered absolutely everything that happens in this film.
I like no, the opposite would be the wrong word, but I've been from as far as I can remember, I was obsessed with superheroes. So I was very much into Batman and Spider-Man, specifically based off 90s cartoons when I was from being like 2 years old. So yes, I was very into this film. In the year 2002 when it came out.
One of those cartoons was a lot better than the other one.
Indeed.
Spider-Man was way better. Got it. No, Batman was the best one.
Shut up.
Yes, my past with this film is a bit weird, to be honest. I've seen it a billion times, and I definitely don't think I watched it in the cinema. But my mum recorded it it was on TV, and she recorded it on video, but it did that thing with video where it like doesn't record at the right time or whatever, so it cut off the end of the film. So, but like I don't know, as a kid, I just didn't care. So like it cuts off like just like midway through the final battle. So I never saw Norman Osborn get like impaled. I didn't see that until I was like an adult.
Was this an accident, or was this very careful like censorship on your mother's behalf here?
Yeah,
Maybe sounds like very, very, very much on purpose. This.
Maybe we were watching it and she was like, "Oh God, no! I've got to get to the tape and I've got to snip that little bit out."
Instead of "Don't tell Harry," it's "Don't tell Ben," or "Don't show Ben."
Yeah.
Don't show Ben a man getting stabbed in the green goblins.
I think the only sensible course of action now is halt this podcast and get Ben's mum on here. We need to find out the truth.
We do. I'll go get her. Go get her right now.
Wonderful.
One day when we're popular enough, we can do the Mum's podcast. Everyone's mum takes over.
Oh no.
Right. Is that a thing?
My mum would actually really do it. She probably would do that.
So we sit them all down, give them control of the podcast, and we make them watch a franchise that we've already talked about, or that we know we like Lord of the Rings or something. Go watch, discuss, and we'll see if our parents have decent taste or not.
I mean, we get a lot of views just by saying our mums watched Lord of the Rings for the first time.
It would not be my mum's first viewing of Lord of the Rings.
That's actually
no, but we lie, obviously.
Obviously.
I can see the thumbnail now. It's like our mums with like shocked faces and like
yeah.
me holding up like the DVD to the two. I nearly said the Twin Towers. The two towers.
Well, they certainly would be shocked if they didn't know about that.
Weirdly, segueing into some more trivia I have with this film, actually, because they had to change it quite a lot.
Yes, they did.
Because of the two towers. A lot of the marketing, there was a poster that had Spider, like the two towers reflected in his lenses in it to get rid of that. But there's a whole bit of the film. There's a trailer, yeah, with like the giant spider web.
Helicopter caught in a spider web in between the two towers.
And I'm pretty sure that's when his like big reveal is meant to be, but they cut it out of the film because I think the reveal in the film is a bit weak.
Because
it's a montage.
We'll get to that, but yes,
he's just kind of there. But yeah, anyway.
Joe, do you have a past with this film?
I have a past with everything, Chris.
Oh,
I am.
Okay.
What about drugs?
He is all the past.
You are everything.
Well, you know, I've dabbled in every
brothels.
I've dabbled in many a brothel.
The Demon's Brew.
Actually, no. Yeah, I watched this quite a bit. I imagine.
Those years are lost to the Alzheimer's at this point. But you imagine, you can imagine that you did.
I can imagine that quite well. I quite watched this. Well, no, actually, I quite liked Spider-Man growing up. To be honest, you know, I liked the cartoons. Big fan of the old cartoons was I. And then the Spider movies, watched them all. And well, that's a spoiler for going forward. But I watched this one, and I quite liked it. I reckon.
Oh,
I've seen it quite a few times.
It's a great segue then into our quick thoughts. So carry on. How did you quite like it, Jim?
Oh no, I'm saying I quite liked it when I was a wee lad.
Oh right, I misunderstood the sentence.
Yes, he hates it.
now, now I'm old. I am no longer the past.
I was going to say,
Right.
maybe we'd have flipped roles on this one. Maybe you'd be the positive one, and I'd have bad things to say.
Maybe. It's up and down. You know, when did you say this movie came out?
2002.
2002. Yeah, you know, I mean, it definitely did. There's, you know.
There's no denying it. This is a 2000s film.
Yeah. So there's some really good bits. There's some really weird bits, but overall, it's quite a good time. I thought.
Theo,
There you go.
you're up next with your quick thoughts.
Who's next?
You.
Okay. I mean, to look at this film, like, objectively, definitely probably not too great of a film. Although it's not too bad, to be fair. But again, it was a big nostalgia trip, and I did thoroughly enjoy my viewing of this film. I've missed this film so much, along with just this era of Spider-Man. Like, I do really like the Amazing Spider-Man, and Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, but there's just something about this, the campiness, the early CG, some of the humor which is hilariously dated, and just some other stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, this film is I really enjoyed it.
I'll tell you what. When I was a child, I didn't clock on to the penis joke at the beginning of the movie. I've got to say that.
Where's that?
Yeah, what?
Did
I
you,
missed that.
did you guys completely miss the dick joke?
I might have, or I've forgotten it. Go
Yeah,
on.
go on.
Well, maybe I'm just inferring here, but you know when he has his physical transformation initially,
Yeah.
right? And he's standing in front of the mirror.
Oh yes, I said the
Yeah,
same
hey.
thing. He looked
Yeah.
down and he was like, definitely better. Or
Yeah,
something.
well, he
I
said,
can't
they
remember.
were talking about something being bigger. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, he said.
But, and he looks
uh,
down.
well,
cha- yeah, he
we
said
said any-
change, big change.
Yeah, he looks down, smiles, and goes, "Big change."
yeah.
I never ever inferred that from that. I always thought he was just looking at his abs because he's got sick abs, but I didn't.
Oh, he was definitely looking at his dick.
Yeah, he was looking at his dick.
Yeah.
That raises many questions. The spiders have big
Yes.
dicks.
Well, Spider-Man does clearly.
Well,
They should call him Horseman.
he's got to store that webbing somewhere.
so
Straight
sorry,
from the
Chris.
balls. Straight from the balls. That's where that webbing comes from.
Anyway,
I'm
Um,
sorry, Nina.
Then go on. Quick thoughts.
I really really enjoyed it. I think I was just in the right mood for it when I watched it, and it's so good. It's got like a grand classic feel to it. Like the whole film feels like big and epic and everything. It is like really dated, as we said, in a lot of ways, but in other ways it feels kind of timeless in a weird way.
Oh,
Like,
I
they could've-
disagree. I disagree with you.
No, but don't you feel like if they could have set the film in like the 60s and it wouldn't have been that much different in a lot of ways? I don't know if I'm.
Couldn't have got Macy at that carnival. It was the 60s.
Yeah, that's true. Apart from the Nickelback and the Macy and the opening and a lot of other things, it's timeless.
I had a very good time watching Spider-Man, but I do think when I was younger, I used to take this film real seriously. I was like, oh, it's high superhero drama. When I was like 7, but now I watch, I'm like, I'm not really laughing with the film. I'm laughing at the film quite a lot. It goes by nostalgia and just like it's a fun watch. It's very fun to watch, but like there's a lot of it where I'm like, this is aged poorly. Slash is just not for me anymore, I suppose. But I can laugh at it.
Yeah. I had a point and now it's just gone. So move on.
To answer Cryptid in chat, I think I can safely say we're all good. Sorry to hear about uni, but yeah, uni is like that.
nothing
Yeah.
about Spider-Man's Johnson, so I'm pretty good.
I get to think more about Willem Dafoe, so I'm pretty happy right now.
Oh my god, Willem Dafoe is the Green Goblin. I love it so much.
Shall we talk about Peter first and then talk about Green Goblin.
Okay, we'll talk about Peter because this might be my most controversial take on Spider-Man 2000. Well, all three of these Raimi Spider-Mans. He is a charisma black hole, and I cringe every time he's on screen. Every time him and Mary Jane have a conversation and they're whisper talking, and I just don't want to look at it.
I agree with...
I hate Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man with my soul. He's not funny. He can't. I dislike him.
Going in hard.
I dislike him, but I agree with the cringe. Like, holy shit.
Isn't he supposed to be cringy there with Mary J?
Yeah, sort of. But I think it's cringy because of the unintentionally because of the writing, rather than cringy because they wrote Peter Parker well.
I think it's a little bit creepy. He's like following her all the time. I don't like it. It's weird. And he's like, I took 3 buses to get here. Like, what are you doing?
And she's just like, haha, that's great. Ah, that's nice.
That's cute.
I'm going now. Bye.
My biggest problem with him is that he's too old. It's
I
too
mean,
old.
all of them are.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
This movie falls into that early 2000s thing. It's a high school populated by 35-year-old men exclusively.
Honestly.
And only 35-year-old men.
I was looking at Joe Manganiello, whatever. The guy who plays Flash was like, you are like a 30-year-old man. What are you?
How many times have you failed high school? Jesus Christ.
And there's the teacher, and I'm like, the teacher looks the same age as the students. I don't. What's going on?
Yeah, it's that weird time period where they're just like, yeah, they're totally high school guys. Definitely.
Well,
Yeah,
what are the films doing this?
Yeah, I think in this not time period, yeah.
Yeah, this time period, yeah. They just kind of just like, they don't need to actually look like they're in high school. It's fine.
But even like the high school dynamic was so like 2000s. It's like Peter with his camera and then like the 3 typical lads, just like being knobheads for no reason.
Everyone hates him.
Yeah.
Like what did he do?
I know.
Hey, now Harry likes him at least.
I get the feeling
One
Harry doesn't
guy.
have a choice. I feel like Harry's at the bottom of the food chain here too.
Like he's running for the bus, and like
even the bus driver is being a dick.
Driver. I'm like, what the fuck?
That got such a chuckle out of me. I was just like, oh my god, even the bus driver's being a dick. I forgot how over the top this is.
The only person who inexplicably likes it, maybe kind of, I don't really know, is Mary Jane.
Yep.
I feel like
What?
no. To be fair, I don't think that's Mary Jane liking him. I think that's just her being the only one with like a human soul. Because everyone else, once he gets on the bus, is like making fun of him, and even like the nerdy kids or the fat kids on the bus are just like, nah, you can't sit next to me. You're too much of a loser.
I know. Even the movie makes a point that the fat guy is a loser fat guy. But it's like, I don't want to. I'm not that guy, even though I wish I was. Oh god.
Oh,
The humor's interesting, for sure.
Oh yeah, some of it is so dated. Like when he's in the wrestling ring,
Yeah.
and he makes fun of the guy being like, "Oh, did your husband make that for you?" I'm like, "Ooh, that did not age well."
Oh.
Yeah. I thought I did clock at first, and I thought about it after. I was like, that's not something you'd see. No.
Definitely not something you see nowadays.
It's like, hi, you're gay. It's like, oh no. Imagine that in a Marvel movie.
Yeah, but is there anything more early 2000s than calling someone gay as an insult?
Very true. Very true.
It's so 2000s.
I know. Yeah.
Was in vogue.
Oh,
But like, bringing it back to Peter slightly, it's just what is his, what personality trait does he have other than might murder you? Like he's just weirdly quiet and like stalking Mary Jane. Like that's his character. I find nothing to like about this boy.
I find there's a couple of things there's a couple of things I like about him. I like his sense of excitement when he's like discovering his powers. And it might be maybe I just don't like Tobey Maguire. But when he's doing that, I'm like, he's going woo. I'm like, you sound bored. You sound bored doing with your excitement. I don't know, but there's something about that man's face. I mean, he is a very angry man in real life, apparently. I've heard.
Really?
Yeah. They apparently he was to work with on this film. He was really difficult. So much so that one of the camera crew tried to get the guy who played Flash to like actually punch him in the face for like a bet. But
Do you know if that's consistent like throughout all of the films? Because I'm kind of curious, only because of like the example that came to my mind was when George Lucas was making the first Star Wars film, and Han, Luke, and Leia were all apparently insufferable and not taking any of it seriously. And only after the film was a success were they like, oh, okay, I guess we can take this properly now.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I will do more research for the next films. But
just kind of curious if it was just like a one-off thing because he also didn't take it seriously, or
he's apparently quite difficult to work with. Is anyone interested in who else was considered to play Peter Parker?
Go on.
Anyone?
Go for it.
Leonardo DiCaprio. That was because it was nearly a James Cameron directed thing. So, and I can kind of see that coming off Titanic. He's got that.
But you can see Leonardo being a loser.
He's very. He is very cool.
It's kind of like a similar problem to Andrew Garfield, where it's just like, he's the nerd. It's like he's far too good looking.
Freddie Prinze Jr. That's a random one, isn't it? Like he's way too good looking. But
I think it's just a problem with Peter Parker, to be honest, or at least in a movie role. It's kind of like you can't be the incredible height of Tobey Maguire awkwardness, and then in like the next scene he's wrestling and cutting japes everywhere, and it's like it doesn't really work.
There is a weird,
it's very jarring sometimes.
It is very jarring.
I feel like Garfield and Tom Holland got a reasonably good balance of that. Not to Tobey Maguire extremes, no, but I feel like they got a good balance on that. I mean, the main thing with Andrew Garfield is I don't believe that people think he's like a loser nerd, but I buy his social awkwardness so much.
For me, Tobey Maguire is too much awkward nerd, and like doesn't make a very good Spider-Man to me, or indeed a very fun person to watch. But that's beside the point for what I'm trying to say here. Andrew Garfield was too likable and too like confident and too cool. So I don't think he made like a great like nerdy Peter Parker, but he made a very fun Spider-Man. And I think Tom Holland kind of like gets it just about right, for my opinions at any rate.
Need to watch the Amazing Spider-Man films and reevaluate. Spider-Man. Don't really have any thoughts of him as Spider-Man because he's not really Spider-Man a lot. There's a bit of him as Spider-Man, I suppose.
What, Tobey Maguire?
Yeah, but like he's not really Spider-Man, like proper Spider-Man, like a lot. There's a few scenes, but that's about it, really.
I mean, I do like him. I don't think he does a bad job as Spider-Man in this, although he's definitely my least favorite of the main three. You definitely don't get like the awesome quips and all that with this guy, but he's like any hero, fairly heroic and all that.
Like Spider-Man, action-wise, I think I was actually really surprised when I watched it on Friday. Some of it is really cool. Like that first, that car chase that he does. He's chasing his uncle's killer. That scene is sick. Sick. Fucking sick.
I was just imagining it both from the perspective of the cops and the killer, because the cops are just seeing this guy swinging and be like, what there's a guy on his roof, what the hell is going on here? And meanwhile, from the killer's perspective, a hand, like Terminator style, just comes through the roof and grabs for his face.
Like, I am all about Spider-Man jumping on cars. Just love seeing Spider-Man jumping on cars, punching through windows. Maybe it's just because I've played the games so many times. That's kind of all you do. Just punch people through cars. But yeah, just think the action's pretty good. Mostly. A lot of the CGI is a bit,
Yeah, the CGI is not. But a lot of the actual Spider-Man flips and shit, I think they're really good. I agree with that.
It's a nice phrase, flips and shit.
I like the final action sequence at the bridge when he's fighting the Green Goblin. He has to save. But I think, especially the whatever day parade it is that they were doing, I found that to be just kind of lame. for the most part.
It's like watching him like bouncing on balloons a bit. It's a bit weird. And yeah, as I said, the CGI is just. There's a bit. The worst bit of CGI for me in this film is when he's running along the rooftops, and he's like jumping, and he looks like Woody from Toy Story.
Yeah, he just looks like he's made of rubber.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Shall we move on to Willem Dafoe?
Oh, one thing I will say about Spider-Man,
Yes.
the fact that he has like a secret identity and no one knows who he is ridiculous.
Oh my
The
god,
amount of
everybody.
times he's just like,
He fucks it up so often.
yeah, straight out the gate at the school, and then in the wrestling he uses webs for some reason, and yeah, just it's. I thought it was quite humorous considering that was a big part of the movie.
One of the biggest ones for me was because I only just noticed it on this playthrough was when. First of all, this conversation was fucking weird. But when after Aunt May's been attacked and he's talking to MJ in the hospital, and she's like, "Oh, cool. So what did Spider-Man say about me?" And he said, "I said," and I'm just like, "Wait a minute, Peter."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that conversation, like he says, oh, yeah, he asked me about you, and I said a sort of deal. I mean, it's an incredibly awkward conversation.
I hate that.
He eventually turns it around to that, Chris, but he does start that sentence with just "I said."
He just does a speech of just contradict. He's like, you make me feel happy, but then also sad. I'm also excited, but also not excited. I'm like, what the fuck are you even saying? And why is she not leaving? Leave. Get away from this creepy man.
I feel that's about almost every interaction they have. Where I'm like, what are you getting from this conversation, Mary Jane? That you're not just like, yeah, bye.
Look,
And to be honest,
MJ is not exactly the most. I don't know what to call her in this, but you know,
although to be honest, I say that a lot of the conversations do end with her just kind of like leaving, sometimes like partway through like a conversation. There's one bit like when they're talking in the backyard or something, and like the conversation's not over, but she's just like walks away at one point. Like, this is weird. These are some awkward conversations.
I get that they're trying to emulate like teenage awkwardness, but when it's like 30-year-old,
yeah, again, the age does not help.
it just really doesn't work. Doesn't work at all.
I think, to be honest, one of my bigger issues was Mary Jane's always got something going on. Let's say that. she's always like, it's weird because she seems weirdly leading him on.
Yes.
Weird as
Oh
is.
yes.
Yeah, and then he'd be like, "Oh, but I'm with him." But now I'm with this other guy who's your best friend, and now I'm in love with Spider-Man. And even though I'm still with him, I'm gonna kiss this. Oh God, it.
Literally, there was the scene where he'd caught up with her to see how the audition was going, and he knows that she's with Harry, and she knows that he knows she's with Harry. But in that conversation, she's like, "Oh, why isn't it your business? Why shouldn't you care?" And I'm just like, "Don't." I literally said, pretending to be Peter, I was like, "Don't tease me. I know you're with my best friend. Shoo, go. You're literally about to have dinner with him. Fuck off."
I don't know what she's doing. They're at the World's Fair, and like Harry goes to kiss her, and she's like, "Oh no." I'm like, "What?
Yeah,
What
like
are you doing? Just don't be with him if you don't want to be with him."
yeah, the whole time she was like, "I'm not sure," and ignoring his calls and being short. But at the same time, he's into Peter, but also not, and it was weird, man. It was weird.
Early 2000s, they just couldn't write women.
Also, just Harry just clearly violating the bro code. Like going for MJ, fine, fair enough, but you didn't warn Peter at all.
No, but Peter didn't make
You
a
could
move.
have at least told him.
Yeah, it's true. But Peter didn't make a move. I'm just, Harry made the move and then got it thrown in his face.
Yes, I never really got that they were friends, like after the initial school bit.
Nope, don't really buy it.
Yeah. And not
Harry and MJ or Harry and Peter?
Harry
Any
and
of them,
I mean,
to be
all of
honest.
them. All of them. Yeah.
Another weird character moment as well is when Norman leaves the Thanksgiving and gives the speech of basically like, she's a gold digger, just do what you want with her and then get rid of her. And then Harry walks back into the room, and she's like, "Oh, thanks for defending me." It's like, bitch, he was defending you.
He did defend, but also Harry also had a weird reaction to that. Where quite
he
clearly,
also had a very weird reaction.
Quite clearly, Norman's in the wrong here. He's like, "Hey, he's my dad. I want to be like that creep." I'm like, "Really, Harry? Is this the moment you want to choose to do this?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just such a weird exchange.
I don't
The
get
whole thing,
Harry.
Yeah, I didn't get Harry at all. It's like for 1 second. I
Like,
didn't get him.
they turn up in the roles, and he's like, "Oh, we don't have to turn up in the roles," but at the same time, he wants to be like his dad. He really wants. I don't know. I don't
He
get him.
wants to be as successful as his dad, but he doesn't want to think. He doesn't want people to think he only got it because his dad's, already rich and all that. Oh,
Oh well, it's a good thing that character goes nowhere. No way.
what do you mean?
Oh dear.
What
Should
do
we-
you mean that's
should we-
vengeance? That's okay. Carry on.
Willem Dafoe.
Yes.
He's great.
He's fantastic.
He's the best thing in this.
He makes up for anyone else's lacking charisma by just having a ball of a time. Anytime he's on screen, he's loving it.
No, there's 2 characters who do that in this film. J. Jonah Jameson as well.
True.
He is
Yeah.
perfectly cast.
We'll get. Yes, we'll get to him. Yeah, he's just so much goddamn fun to watch. Every second he's on screen, you just everyone knows all his lines, and I don't
Everyone
know.
knows all the memes.
Everyone knows all the memes, and he's just like he's like
Just
so
the
he like he just like you can see he just gave like 100% in every like the scene where he like gets the goblin like gas in him, and he's just like shaking and everything, and then he grabs that guy, and then he jumps up on the bar, and he just does this ridiculous goblin face.
Did they know at that point they were going to put him in a mask? Where they were just like, Willem, you're the Green Goblin. He was like, well, I can do a face. I'm like, okay. Okay, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this is so 2000s. So early 2000s when he jumped up and did that pose. I was like, oh Christ.
They didn't even ask him to do that. He just did that off his own accord.
Just, what
Just
a
does
chap.
that in his spare time. And I suppose I need to save the costume for later, don't I?
I mean,
Yes.
we can do costuming now if you want.
Can we? Because I want to get it off my chest.
Oh, go on then.
Do. It's costuming and hair with Ben.
Right. I'll start with the Spider-Man costume because it's really bloody good. But there's no way a teenager made that. It's like the raised webbing. How did he do that? But apart from that, it's a great Spider-Man outfit. My only problem with it.
This is just a slight side note. When in the montage where Spider-Man, like, I guess becomes Spider-Man, starts saving people, where they're like all these like newspaper clippings, and then Tobey Maguire just kind of like awkwardly sidles on in his suit. It was like, that's me, and then off he goes again. That's great.
It's a bad reveal. It's just not very good. The eyes are a bit grey. They should be whiter. That's kind of my only.
Yeah, I find the outfit, the suit fine. It's the eyes. I just don't like the eyes, and they don't. To be honest, they don't get the eyes right on a Spider-Man suit until Homecoming for me. So it is what it is.
Really? Interesting opinion.
Well, I like them moving, and I like them wide.
Yeah, fair enough. I like the battle damage look as well. That's very comic booky when he's got like half of it gone. The mask. On the flip side, oh my god, the Green Goblin. It's horrible. Horrible. He looks like a Power Rangers villain. What were they thinking?
He looks fantastic.
I love it. It's great. It's so bad, but it's so good as a result.
It's like, I mean, I think it's a real credit to Willem Dafoe that he's just so good. He like shines through this really shitty costume. But like, he's always standing like he's about to take a massive shit.
The one I always think of is on the rooftop scene when he's like giving his Spider-Man "we're alike, you and I" villain speech. He's squatting but like he stood up, but he's like an action figure pose.
I like when he goes over in that scene and just casually leans against the air vent and smacks Spider-Man on the head.
Just gives him a light cuff.
Yeah, it's like a father-son moment.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
It's I know I'm ragging on it, but I do love it.
I do
Like-
I do have serious in-universe questions about why he put a face on it. Where did he get the face from it? Did it come like that from Oscorp?
I mean,
Does
yeah,
Oscorp trade in weird green goblin suits? Like, did he make this himself?
he must have made it himself, I guess, because he is a genius, I suppose. But
He's a genius with acrylic paint.
Something of a scientist.
I bet he made those lenses go up and down. That was pretty something, wasn't it?
That makes me think Oscorp might have done it. But why
And
would
then
they have a goblin mask?
Because they're just.
Maybe they
fucking
made it around
weird.
Halloween.
Anyway, why not just? We've said this already. Why not just his face? Willem Dafoe is a very handsome man, but also looks like a terrifying goblin man. Some of the faces he makes in this are amazing. Why I just paint him green and put a purple hat on him and be done with it.
The things
Nah,
I'm
yeah,
imagining
skip
are
the purple
ridiculous.
hat. Skip the purple hat.
Yeah, I mean,
It's one of the. It's the early 2000s, and this was when people were like, comic books can't work in movies. This is when we got X-Men, where they were like, spandex. No, we're all in leather biker suits. That's what combat gear looks like. So I'm impressed they went as far as they did, making like the Green Goblin as he was, like purple hats and face paint. I don't think the 2000s were quite ready for that yet.
I mean, I think that's why the Spider-Man outfit is so good because it's so like
Detailed.
for the time. It's just like they were, as in like as Chris said, in like the X-Men, they were like shitty. It's not spandex. They made a joke about spandex, and everyone was like, "Yes, please put that on."
Yes, give us the uniform, damn you.
But yeah, it's just like a really good Spider-Man suit, and then a fucking green motorcycle. The glider's pretty cool though, in a weird way. But yeah, I don't really have any thoughts. I haven't mentioned any hair. Willem Dafoe's got good hair. There you go. That's my thoughts.
Do. It was hair and costuming with Ben.
Bones are you ready?
I love the fact that they got that actual wrestler for that as well.
I can't.
Well,
Randy Savage.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I think that was his name anyway.
Is he dead now?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's really sad. Yeah, he's alright. I don't know why Peter feels at all threatened by this ordinary man, but
Just a quick interruption. Are you guys sounding robot-y to each other, or is my internet dying slightly?
I think that's just your internet stuff.
This is not a good sign.
I mean it'll be sounding robot-y to the world.
Oh wait, no, I figured it out. It's fine. The Master Chief Collection decided it needed to do a 2 GB update.
Ah,
See?
There
That's
we go. Okay, cool. Fix that. Sorry. Carry on.
For some reason we just segued into the wrestling bit. I've got a note here that says his spider sense doesn't work on chairs. Just thought I should bring
it's
that
true.
up.
This is true. Although I do like in the movie how they do make a big deal out of all of his different abilities
Yeah.
and stuff.
Like how he discovers each one as well. I really like the exploration of his powers when he first starts getting them. Like the cool panorama thing when he first gets the Spidey sense, and just the accidental webbing in the cafeteria, along with the cool. Which, as I recall, they actually had to practice that scene. Funnily enough, like 100 times to get right. The thing where Mary Jane slips and he catches all the stuff on the tray.
I put a note here, Dion. It says he really caught that stuff.
Yes,
No.
he did.
Did he?
Yes.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
No.
on that note, I believe he really did catch that stuff. I'm saying they did a good job of making it look like an effect. Because as he
Yes.
caught that, I'm like, it's like the opposite. They took a practical and made it look like it was fake. Usually it goes the other way around.
Yeah, I 100% assumed that was fake because it just looked really fake.
It's real. It's real. It's real as the blue of his eyes when he hasn't got any glasses on. Such a good line.
I didn't realize you had blue eyes.
I didn't listen. I've
'Cause
never
of-
looked
because-
at you before.
And then he does a face, and I'm like, please
Yeah.
stop.
I've lived next to you since you were a butter
I-
babe.
I quite like that bit where he just doesn't say anything, and she's like, "All right, I'm gonna leave now."
To be
Bye.
fair, I can imagine myself doing something like that back in school.
Yeah, yeah. It was,
I'm not
It
saying I
was-
wouldn't have done it. I'm just saying I just hate watching it.
was
Funnily
weirdly-
enough, it's cringy.
it's weirdly endearing. Yes, I do. Going back to the discovering his powers thing, I do like his spider sense a lot. Like they make a big deal of it. I like that it doesn't tell. It does tell him specifics, but it doesn't tell him specifics. Like when he's at the World Fair, it like goes off and he's like, "Shit, what was that? What's going on?" I like seeing it. They don't really do it in the other Spider-Man films, like that much, which is a shame, to be honest. Because I think it's his coolest power. I want to talk about web shooters because
Yeah, the go on.
it's fucking disgusting. Like it's just like it's horrible. Like it's just like
I really hate organic web shooters. I just
awful.
I don't know. To me, like an integral part of the Spider-Man character is him inventing his web shooters. I don't know what, because it's like, yeah, he got these powers, but at least part of it was like born from like his like genius of like being able to make the fluid and the shoots and all that. And this one, it's just like you can shoot sticky webs. I
Yeah.
hate it.
I like him trying to
never really-
find the right pose to shoot the webs as well. And this makes no sense because it's like, oh yeah, it only works when he does this. It's like, yeah, he does that because he has web shooters.
He does that, and it does a disgusting like squelch. You know, like oh, that's coming out of your body. That's horrible.
So what's he making that out of in his own body? Ugh.
It raises so many questions. Has he got like sacks, like web sacks?
I do, like, is it less potent when he's like dehydrated? Like, what's the mechanic of this? Does it like hurt his wrists? Can he not do this for two? Like, does it get chapped
Oh, that's.
if he shoots too many webs out of his wrists?
But like, has he got like little holes in his wrists? I don't understand. Because he looks at his wrist and it's got like a web on it. I don't like it. Don't like him.
I don't want it.
It does detract from his genius nature, because when I watched this originally, I never would have thought he was a genius.
Yeah,
I don't
even
think- apart from people saying you're a genius, there's literally no reason to think he's even clever.
even as a child, I didn't like this. I'm not just saying this as a 26-year-old man.
Oh, as
As
a
a
child, I didn't care, but now that I have the additional context of why it's that pose, I'm like, yeah, it's a little weird that they kept that, but whatever.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, he's got like hooks on his thumbs.
And that always grossed me out as a child when they like zoomed in and it's like weird spider hairs are growing on his fingers. I'm like, ew.
Ooh.
Ugh. I don't want that.
I thought it was cool.
I don't want to be Spider-Man. I don't want little hairs on my fingers. That's what little me was thinking.
He's okay with the organic splooge sacks, but
Oddly enough, I was fine with that as a child. I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, cool. I'd want to shoot webs, but hairs? No, don't
Ugh.
care.
heaven forbid.
Oh, dear me. What next?
Uh,
Can't remember
James
where we were up to.
I mean, we can
Couple-
we can explore the side cast a bit.
yeah,
we got Jay Jonah, Aunt May. We got. I can't think of anyone else.
Aunt
To be
May.
honest.
Aunt
Should we-
May. Is that an angel?
So at that moment, she knew her nephew was a serial killer.
Should we talk about Aunt May and Uncle Ben?
I think they are. I don't know who the actor and actress is, but I feel like they're very good. Aunt May and Uncle Ben. They're just such a nice old couple.
It's one of those things I never really thought about it growing up. It was when Spider-Man: Homecoming. Oh wait, I guess it would have been Civil War when they like de-aged Aunt May. And I was like, yeah, why is his aunt like 95 years old? Surely she would like be of a similar age to like the sibling. It's just a whole thing. So I like these fine, but in my mind I'm like, why are you 900 years old?
I mean, to be fair, he is quite clearly in his 30s.
It's true. That's why he's the smartest person in his class. It's because he's done it 1,000 times.
Peter, the science fair for the 6th time. Well done. Science fair? Science prize. Never mind.
But yeah, the Aunt May, he's fine. Uncle Ben, I like a lot. I felt real feelings when he shut Uncle Ben down in that car.
I was like,
you,
what the hell, man?
you
Right.
asshole!
Yeah.
He looks so sad. Yeah, I really like Uncle Ben as well.
Such good acting for what brief time he had. And I just, again, I know it's both meme to shit and just been, talked about to shit, but just hearing some of the classic lines like, with great power comes great responsibility. I was like, there it is. It has been so long.
Very cool.
It was potent, is what it was.
Just like his web fluid.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Anyway, J. Jonah Jameson is awesome.
Yes.
It's the best casting ever, maybe. Pretty up
Yes.
there.
It's entirely possible.
He's just so good.
I love how much of an asshole he is, but at the same time, when the Green Goblin literally comes smashing through his window, and he's like, "Who takes a picture of Spider-Man?" He's like, "I don't know." It's like, oh, he's got integrity.
Yeah.
Nice.
I enjoyed that as well.
There's a nice little detail because they could have easily just made him just a complete asshole, but like, Tim, he's over there, but he's like, no, he sends the stuff in the mail.
Yeah, which is weird because, like, especially in movies like now, when there's not really too many just assholes that have a little bit of undertone to them. It's all just you're a complete knob.
Yep.
And that's what you'd expect. So if it was done out, he'd be turn around and be like, that little turd over there, he did it. But he's like, no, and it kind of endears you to this guy who is just he's all about being a penis.
I've just remembered another Green Goblin line where it's like, Jameson, you slime. I'm like, what? Really?
How about when he announces his attack, like a lot of people do for retardedly when Spider-Man says, he's just like, sleep.
And then it makes like a weird.
It's great. I love it.
This film is so over the top and campy, and I adore it for it. They just went, this is a comic book, god damn it, we are going full ham.
I do think that it's a fairly pure adaptation, to be honest, of like a comic book. Like it's pretty good, apart from obviously the web shoes, and no, that's it, the web shoes.
I feel like it's a good adaptation of, say, like a 60s Spider-Man comic. Like, I don't know. I prefer my newer Spider-Mans, I guess.
That's fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, as I said before, it does have like a classic feel to it.
On a Jameson note, just sort of a quick note, I like his weird cast of kooky characters just in his office. You got that dude who's like just the straight guy who's like, we got to print it, Jonah. We're selling papers. Got the guy who's like, hey, page 3. He's like, get out of my office. I don't need you here.
It was like its own little world in there, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It's brilliant.
it could honestly, they could have just made like a spin-off TV series of just that, and it would have probably been quite good for maybe half an hour. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
There's a Eddie Brock reference that I didn't notice the first time.
Yeah, I noticed it for the first time as well. I was like,
Yeah.
the fuck?
So they already had, like, way back then, they had already got
They
that.
planted the seed,
They
and
had
then we
planted
got
the seed.
Spider-Man 3.
Oh dear. There's also a Kurt Connors reference, and then he turns up next film, so that's pretty cool as well. That's it for my references.
I mean,
Wrestle me, baby.
I'm kind of out of side characters to talk about. Who else is this film?
Did we actually talk about Harry? Or did we just passively mention him?
We talked about what's to talk about, Harry?
I
He's
don't
just kind of,
know. I'm just making sure. I'm trying to help.
he's
There's
just
a-
kind of there.
There's that Dick General. I say Dick. He just doesn't like Norman. I
For
suppose.
some reason.
He just
Yeah,
really hates Norman.
I wanted to know why he hated him so much.
Oh, there was all the board at Oscorp was all like, "You're out, Norman."
How
Yeah.
can I?
Like, Norman's just doing his best to keep the company afloat, and yes, well, it is through murder. He doesn't know that at the time.
You-
But he saves his company, and then his company's just like, yeah, we're selling. It's like, what the fuck, guys?
Do you know how much he sacrificed? We don't. What did he sacrifice? His wife? Don't know.
Sacrifice to the gods.
They're all beautiful, Harry. They're all beautiful, but then something throw her in the trash. Bah.
He does have a
Do
very
what you
dim
need
view
to
of his
do
wife.
with her and throw her in the trash.
That blood looked a bit weird. Random point. When it drops, the blood just drips off him. It's like a weird splish.
It is a weird splish. Should we? I guess if there's no more characters, we could talk about the action, or specifically some action scenes.
Yes, I
Go
feel
for
like I talked about the car chase thing. That's my
To be fair,
probably
that is the only action scene in the movie.
that's my probably my that might be my favorite bit, to be honest.
I don't know. I guess maybe my opinion's different from you guys on this one. I feel like a lot of the action's like weirdly staged and kind of slow. Like at the parade when like him and Green Goblin, they just kind of like punch each other slowly on top of the glider. I suppose I don't know. It just all seems a bit tame. But I get that's me looking back at it. I suppose I'm looking at a 2002 movie, having seen like 2021 movies, if that makes sense. So I look at
compared to nowadays, it's like,
I look at it, I'm like, this is all kind of just like, kind of boring to me, but like, that's probably my future goggles on.
I thought Joe would hate it because there's a lot of people just flying through walls and
Well, no,
throwing
because
them out.
things actually happen. So let's take the the burning house. First of all, the flips when he's like swinging up and going into the windows. Look, yeah, look bloody great. But like he gets cut and all these things, and especially the final battle. I was thinking, holy crap, I haven't seen this level of just someone getting their arse handed to them.
Yeah, I will cut an exception. I mean, I'll cut an exception for that final part. When Norman's wailing on Spider-Man, I'm like, ooh, this is brutal in a way that doesn't usually happen.
Yeah,
it's like,
it was unsettling, nearly, how much he was just getting destroyed. You're like, oh my god.
yeah, he's getting punched and like spits coming off of him, and I'm like, oh, yeah.
Bloody and sweaty, and his mask gets broken, all this stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it was refreshing. That's what I would say. Yes, that particular scene was refreshing compared to like the Marvel. You get picked up and thrown through a wall. Now you get picked up and thrown through it. Yeah, it actually had some impact, which was nice to see.
But he does do that. Green Goblin goes through a wall, and then he like puts his hand up through like the wreckage.
yeah. Typically, you have that after like the heroes walked away, assuming that you're dead, and then you have the dramatic hand up. But no, he's just going full ham still. It's just like, ah.
Sorry, that reminds me of goblin noises in that fight. There's like some interesting wire work, but there's like one bit where the goblin like does like a weird backflip and goes like, like it gets me every time. Like, it just makes like this weird like grunt.
His death makes me laugh. Like when he
just the way it cuts, and it's just like, oh.
oh,
I mean, it might have worked if he didn't stand up. I don't know what his plan though.
It also might have worked if he hadn't said Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Yeah, maybe.
it's amazing.
Oh.
Straight in the Green Goblins.
Yep.
It's oh dear me.
Oh, no, I forgot to mention my favorite quote from this fight is when the obligatory Spider-Man galvanizes New York to get together. And you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us, as they're throwing cans at the Green Goblin's head. I'm like, this is
love
great.
the hokey New York, the spirit that does not exist. The hokey New York spirit of just like, yeah, you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. It's like, oh my god, you guys are not like that at all.
I actually don't. I suppose they're probably not like that, but I don't know.
I mean, it's like I feel like it's got like New York like after like 9/11 sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we're all banding together. We're all one big community sort of deal. but like almost every Spider-Man film has a moment where like New Yorkers are the real heroes, sort of like moment.
I do like. Spider-Man is like so tied to New York for me. Like when I went to New York, I was just so excited because I imagined him swinging around, and it's just him and the character are so like intrinsically the character New York and that character are so intrinsically linked together, and I think they use.
I mean, this movie really is what like. I mean, it's every like obviously the comic book has been set in New York, but like they nailed like that like the sun's going down, everything's orange, and Spider-Man swooping through the city. You look at all the famous landmarks as he's backflipping. And,
Yeah,
like sweeping music goes like that's cool.
I really love that stuff. I really do. I mean, it's probably maybe what got me into loving all this stuff in the first place was seeing stuff like that. So yeah, it's brilliant. The music is great in this film as well, actually. Side note. Just so grand and sweeping and majestic. It's lovely.
I don't know how much I actually like the music versus how much I'm like just nostalgically tied to it. Like those like little like quiet violins start. I'm like, oh, goosebumps start. I'm like, yes, I'm in the mood for Spider-Man now.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, even though that opening is way too long, I do like it in a weird way.
I do miss credits just being at the beginning. I don't know why. I just like them being at the beginning.
I think we're modern order. I don't know. I think we're over it a bit. It's just like just get to the point a bit. It's aged.
The credits are at the beginning, and they were always shorter, and that made the credits at the end so much shorter as well. Because now we have like 30-minute credits at the end. And it's really fucking annoying, especially for those weirdos who like to sit all the way through.
Like me, I want to see all the end credit scenes. The next film in the franchise because I'm tied to this for life.
I found it hilarious, but at the same time, it was also like one of the biggest fuck yous when I sat through. I think it was Homecoming, and then you get to the end, and it's just Captain America being like, "Well, you thought there'd be something here, but there isn't."
Yeah.
I was both like, "Fuck you," but at the same time, I was laughing.
They got me.
That
was a good one.
It was mostly just because of how much time I'd sat there that I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" You could have given me that earlier at least, so I could have gone home.
Well,
I'm trying to think. What left my? I'm not sure there's much left to talk about from Spider-Man 2002, but I'm thinking of the montages, which I briefly mentioned. Toby's little "I'm in a suit now" moment in one of the newspaper montages, but I don't know. Maybe it's because they had to chop up the film because of 9/11 sort of stuff. That, like you said, like Ben said, it might have been like the big reveal of the Twin Towers or whatever, and etc. etc. But that whole sequence felt like I was missing something. It was just like Spider-Man. We just got New Yorkers. Oh, he's got ropes in his hands, and we've got newspaper articles, and then I guess he's just here now.
6 arms sounds hot. Horrible. Yeah, it's just kind of. They've definitely chopped something out there, and I do think it's that Twin Towers scene because it's just not.
That would have been one hell of a reveal.
It would have been fucking awesome, but yeah.
But it did kind of make sense with the time.
Yeah, definitely. I don't really have much else to talk about.
I was gonna say, I think we're good, to be honest. It's
there's actually I've got a thing. When they're on the bridge and Goblin is like holding up Mary Jane and the cart, like he didn't know Spider-Man was about to turn up. He could have been stood there for hours, just holding them both up in the air. Like how he could have been there all night. I'm like, I really need to go to the toilet now, but like he's still not here yet, and I'm still holding these children and this woman.
Why do you think he's so angry? He really needs a piss.
He does. And then he gets that alleviated when he gets a knife through his bladder.
Yeah,
probably.
Like, this is kind of bad, but it's kind of good.
At last.
I do like
release.
his plan there. He's like, I'm gonna set this up. He's gonna have to choose. He's gonna have to choose between the two. And the Spider-Man just comes and is like, I don't have to choose at
I choose
all.
both.
That was, yeah. It was. I think it was meant to be like a reference to Gwen Stacy. I think, but
It
I was
was.
gonna
Yeah.
say, I believe it was supposed to be like canonically a choice in the comics.
That's when they killed Gwen in the comics, I do believe.
snapped a neck. Good times.
Whiplash.
She looks like she's wearing pajamas in that scene, so I can say that MJ was in her PJs.
Hey.
I mean, he's right, but why?
Just something I picked up on in my funny notes.
Well,
Sure they weren't just notes.
I might downgrade them to just notes.
It's okay, man.
well, with that, I think we're at the part of our podcasting experience where we want to start ranking stuff. But it depends on what we want to rank. Do we want to rank Stan Lee cameos? Do I want to crack out that MCU list and try and slot Spider-Man into those Stan Lee cameos?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, right. Give me a second.
There you go.
Yeah, that was my second. It was
Yeah,
fair enough. Right,
Oh.
Stanley. Sorry, I had to open up our other outline document because it was not been transposed to our new Spider-Man ranking.
Before we start, are we going to remember any of these?
No, of course not.
Great.
Don't remember a single one of them.
Brilliant.
I'll start with the top 10 because who gives a shit what number 22 on the Stan Lee cameos list is?
Oh, we're adding it to the full list. I thought we were just going to do it in this.
I thought it would be funnier if we added it to the whole list.
You poor fool. Go ahead.
Starting with number 10. Number 10, we've got Captain America and the Winter Soldier. In number 9, Captain Marvel. In 8, Thor. 7, Ant-Man and the Wasp. 6, Black Panther. 5, Captain America Civil War. 4, Spider-Man Homecoming. 3, Thor Ragnarok. 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And number 1, Avengers Age of Ultron. Now, I'll read the rest of the list, number 11 to 22, if we think it needs to be read. If it's indeed lower than any of that we've got there.
I, honest to God, didn't remember a single one of those, so it's not going to make a difference. I put it in number 13 for all I care.
I need to open this document up.
Yeah, I need to actually have a look.
Okay. I think it goes at the bottom, to be honest.
He was in it for 2 seconds and he was saving a kid, I think.
Yeah, this was like a proper, like, this was before the cameos became, like, as big a thing as they were, so it was just kind of like, this is an actual cameo.
It was a blink and you miss it.
Yeah.
Whereas I think he has more of a role in 2 and 3. Definitely 3. But I don't remember 2s yet.
Honest to God, don't remember
No,
any of them.
no.
Any of his cameos in these movies.
Right, what Age of Ultron? What is that?
That's
can't
what he
remember.
drinks Thor's.
Excelsior!
He drinks Thor's Asgardian beer or something.
Yeah.
Guardians Volume 2, he was a watcher, a monitor. I can't remember what they're called.
Yep.
He was with them. Thor Ragnarok, he chopped Thor's hair off. Spider-Man Homecoming, I don't know, actually.
He's
It's
like,
like-
Mary, how's your mother?
Yeah.
Something like
Yeah.
Civil
Surely it's
War.
going to be like a lot further down than this.
Fine, I'll read from 22. Jesus.
that. Oh God.
Number 22, we've got Iron Man 2. In number 21, we've got Doctor Strange. In number 20, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy. In number 19, we've got The Avengers. In number 18, Captain America, the First Avenger. Number 17, Infinity War. Number 16, Endgame. 15, The Incredible Hulk. 14, Iron Man 3. 13, Iron Man. 12, Ant-Man. 11, Thor, The Dark World. And then the list is as I read before.
Well, for me, it's number 23.
Just put it number 23.
Fair enough.
No, fair.
Sorry, Stan.
There is one true gold Stan Lee cameo coming up in this set of this set of movies we've got going.
There are. I just remembered that one. Yeah, it's probably
The best one is coming.
Yeah.
So we will have some discourse here at some point. Can we
Cool.
see the list, says Nina? Maybe.
Good luck, Commander.
Give me 1 minute. Sorry, that's the middle of the list. You talk
You zoom
amongst
out the
yourselves.
document.
You can adjust the dimensions. Give him a minute.
If you control mouse wheel.
Don't tell me how to do
Okay,
my job,
okay,
Joseph.
Okay. I wouldn't dream of it.
What, Smith?
He's been doing this for years. Damn it.
Make all that smaller.
You wouldn't think so.
Oh, there we go. We're going there. We're going there. Don't
Alright.
let's
Alright.
don't judge me too harshly yet.
It's us. He'll happily.
There we go.
Hey,
Oh yes, I know. It's like. One second. We'll
Why-
we're cutting off the third.
why-
We're cutting off the first Avenger just a little bit. There we go. I'm gonna have to do all this resizing again when we come to rank Spider-Man. But there you go. There's our Stan Lee list. In number 23 is the Spooderman.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man. It's not got a good cameo. That's all there is.
Right. More rankings, I suppose.
Yeah, I may have gone overboard with this. I was thinking we were going to rank the suits.
Are you a fool?
No, I'm just a bit of a nerd, and I
Yeah,
like talking about
interchangeable.
suits.
Right.
You do like a good suit.
What
Good
suits?
Armani.
What suits do we want to rank from this?
Right. Well, we've already watched Tom Holland's, so I was thinking his Civil War,
Oh, 1 second. I need
So-
to be on my rank. Carry on. Keep talking.
his Civil War / Homecoming suit. His oh god, he's got so many. He's got too many. Forget the black one.
Oh,
The-
there he is again. There's
There.
Ben. There's Ben doing what he does best.
I want to rank them all. Be here all day. Got his normal one. We've got his. Okay, we've got the black one. We've got the Iron Spider, and we've got the Far From Home one. So that's already 4. And then this is the 5th one, wherever we want to put it. Basically,
Okay, I'm getting these up because I have no idea what any of them look like.
is
Okay,
this
that's the same
this-
suit.
is this good? Is this good podcasting? Probably not.
It's Blunt Lemons podcasting, so roll with it.
That's true. God, we didn't even rank his. That means we have to rank them all right now.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
that we do. If
Do
you
we?
want all these suits, we need to rank them.
Right.
No.
Okay. His Homecoming suit is the best Tom Holland one, in my opinion. So we can put that somewhere. And then after that, it's in order. After that, Far From Home, the black one, and then the Iron Spider suit because I hate it. Actually, I don't hate it. No, I don't hate the Iron Spider suit. It's better.
Spell
It's
that
better than
one.
the black one. Oh,
You really don't like the black one, do you?
I like it more than.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, I don't. That's my least favorite, isn't it? It's all right. It's not. It's just.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
going to say the Iron Spider's the best one.
People who are seeing this typing, don't judge my typing too much. My keyboard is under a shelf at the moment, so
You moron. Not you, Chris.
I mean I am.
Children, please
I believe,
behave.
I believe you're calling me a moron.
Yes, I don't like that. Iron Spider suit's okay. I just don't
No,
like.
it's
how
terrible. I'm with you. Worst
Yeah.
suit.
I see nothing wrong with the Iron Spider suit, but sure. I'm not
Doesn't
saying it's the
look like-
best one, but
But
Cool.
it's certainly the best.
Right. I think. Oh, this is difficult. This is difficult.
This one's number 1.
You think so?
I don't know.
It's.
Let me have a look. It's a good one.
It's pretty great.
For
It's
me,
pretty
it would
great.
be underneath what I've called the stealth suit from Far From Home.
Are you kidding? Are you?
It's the eyes. They're just dark little triangles.
But they're so blue without his glasses on.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. If I took away the suit, he would have really blue eyes.
Did you get contacts? Did he get contacts?
Okay, contacts?
Did he get contacts?
Yeah, contacts. I like this suit. I think
It-
it's #baller.
It's fucking sick. Come on,
it
Chris.
is a fantastic suit.
Be reasonable. It's
I'm
baller.
I'm being as reasonable as I can be.
Forget the eyes. Look at the rest of it. It's fantastic.
For me, it's the best. I'm putting it up there.
It's
It's all good,
probably
isn't it?
it's probably the best.
It's
Wow.
okay.
I do
Dion,
like the Homecoming one.
where would you put it?
Just to clarify, are we just on about the Spider-Man 1 suit here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh, hmm. No, yeah, I'd say this is the best.
Oh yeah, baby.
I do love
Get
the
it up.
Homecoming suits, but this one just beats it.
Because
Well,
it's
I
sexy.
suppose that's how the cookie crumbles.
I'm
It is.
sorry,
That's
Chris.
democracy. It's another list of disappointment and compromise.
Well, so far everyone seems to be quite happy with it, apart from me.
Well, yeah, I'm happy with the top. The rest of them indifferent.
Right,
Really
that's another ranking down in our cavalcade of ranking.
Then I was going to rank the villains.
Yeah, I'll get there in a minute.
I've gone too far. Too far.
Ranking villains.
Here we go, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Keep extending this, Ben.
I do.
You're a son of a bitch.
Is that how you spell villains? Have I spelled villains right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Elaine, baby.
Number 1.
Green Goblin.
That man who shoots Uncle Ben. Because my God, what a son of a bitch.
Damn.
Who
Yeah.
shoots?
The Ben Blaster. Every
what's
time
that?
we say Uncle Ben, I think of
Ben.
that guy. Yeah, Ben Blaster. Every time I think of Uncle Ben, I always go back to that guy who I had on Xbox Live whose gamer tag was White Uncle Ben's. I can't take it seriously anymore.
What do you mean?
It's just the best gamer tag ever. It's the best thing ever. It's art at the highest order.
Yeah,
I
we're
was
done.
actually putting that guy in there.
It's number 1. Can't
But
can't
the,
top- can't
there's the
can't top
Green
that.
Goblin.
No, he's
Yeah.
no.
How do you spell Defoe? How do you spell? Is that how you spell
I think
Willem
it's
Dafoe?
I think it's
No,
DAFOE.
it's DA and then like foe as in like a foe.
Yeah. Yeah, so DAFOE.
As in the Green Goblin is foe to Spider-Man. Very good. Very good. It's wrong. It's the wrong way around, obviously.
No.
Meek.
Meanie Greenie.
But Ben please can we have Ben Blaster at number 1? Please?
No.
Please?
It's Willem
mean-
Dafoe, man. Fuck off.
Oh, Ben Blaster. He kills Uncle Ben.
Ben Blaster. There's no one more dangerous than the Ben Blaster. What about those frosted tips?
They were pretty criminal.
Very good.
Mhm. He's definitely bottom.
Did he have frosted tips or was he just blonde?
I think he was just blonde, to be
I'm
honest.
gonna Google Ben Blaster.
What the hell's a vulture? Oh, is it that dude? Ugh.
Why is
Oh.
why is Vulture at the bottom?
I'm just writing them out. Discuss as you will. I just needed to put them all on this list. Damn it!
Isn't Vulture that bloke who? I can't even
He's
really
the,
remember.
he's the villain from Homecoming.
Which one? Yes. I'm just trying to remember anything about him. He's a construction worker, right?
He was
Or something.
initially like a scrap worker, and then Tony Stark's company takes away all the scrap work, and then he decides to just the alien tech rework it.
Was he
I
a
like
good
the
villain?
Yeah, he was very good. I like him because it was just kind of
It was decent motivation.
he was just like a good crook. It's like this
was-
guy just steals shit and I can get behind that. But he's not as good. He's not. I mean, Mysterio was really comic booky good. I don't know if he's better than Vulture though. Don't know.
I'd say he is.
It's not as good as Ben Blaster. Nothing will be.
Ben Blaster at the bottom. I'm trying to decide if I want Willem Dafoe beneath.
I don't think you're getting the
Mysterio and
concept of Ben
Vulture.
Blaster.
Don't need to get the bloody concept.
He's the ultimate villain. He stole a Ben from us.
It did, and one less Ben in the world means one less happiness.
See, on one hand, I'm like, Willem Dafoe, Green Goblin, and the over-the-top campiness that just brings me pure joy. But at the same time, like Mysterio and Vulture, two actually really well done villains.
I mean,
Ah.
for my money, it would be Mysterio, Vulture, Willem Dafoe, and then probably the man who shoots Uncle Ben, aka the Ben Blaster.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
I'm happy with that. On my personal one, I'd probably put Vulture then Mysterio, but I'm not gonna fight too hard for it. I'm also happy with that.
What about Ben
I
Blast?
I agree in every way, except I'd put Ben Blaster at the top.
Well, it's too annoying for me to edit now, so
You know how you can do like A, B, C, D like rankings. Like these villains are in like an A, but then Ben Blaster is in like S.
Yes,
You see?
this is true. Although to say these villains are in A is it's a bit of a crime. I mean, they are Marvel villains. They're a bit shit.
All right, fine. Just give him a solid B plus for Ben Blaster.
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously Ben Blaster still says S. I mean,
Yeah.
clearly he's up there with the best of them.
I mean, just think, he has everything. He has a horrible crime. He has a personal connection to our hero, and he's a little bit sympathetic. You know, when he's like, "Oh, thanks, man, for letting me go."
And he's
Yeah.
got that
Yeah.
bag. He's got that bag full of money.
Oh, yes.
He's committed multiple crimes against fashion.
That's
Sorry.
true.
Yeah.
One last random note because you've just reminded me of it. I do love that scene where he lets him go by. He says thanks, and then the policeman runs up to the door and then turns to Peter Parker and says, "What's the matter with you? You let him get away." It's like, sir, he
Yeah.
had a gun. I did what I'm supposed to do.
Honestly,
And I also like when he was running away. He said, "Call the police."
Sorry, it just completely slipped my mind that, but I just laughed that the policeman's like, "Why did you let him go?" It's like he's not a superhero yet. He's
sorry, policeman. Why did you do your job? Why
Yeah,
didn't you get what? Why didn't you get him?
Why don't you shoot him?
This is
Oh.
America after all.
Yeah.
Yeah, random tangent aside, carry on.
Wait, why is Willem Dafoe at number 4?
I agree with this list.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Oops, put that hyphen in the wrong place. There you go. It's Willem Dafoe of Spider-Man. There you go.
Yep. That is it. Yep, I agree.
Right, on to the next ranking then. The final ranking,
Ben
unless Ben has
Blaster at
another.
the bottom.
Unless Ben has another ranking he wants us to do.
Gonna rank types of chips. No, let's just rank the film, please. I've gone too far. Let's just rank this film.
Well, we actually, I scooped out the Spider-Mans from the MCU ranking. So technically speaking, we already have 2 Spider-Man films ranked based on our opinions, which I was actually surprised. I thought it had shaken out in a different way, but I evidently had forgotten what we did back then. So far in number 2 we've got Spider-Man: Homecoming, and number 1 we've got Spider-Man: Far From Home.
It's already wrong. I don't like it.
I think it was. I would think I wasn't a huge fan of Homecoming. I think that's what it was. In fact, yeah, I really didn't like Homecoming that much.
What if
That's
I
all
come
I-
in your house? That'll teach you.
Okay, Jesus.
That's been the Blunt Lemons, everybody. Good night.
Doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, I mean, where does this come?
It's really hard.
It's really a battle for me of nostalgia versus goodness. In my brain, Spider-Man 2002. Spider-Man 2002 is nowhere even in the league of either of these films, but it's got strong nostalgia for me.
No, I have to put this at the bottom. I do love this film so goddamn much, but those 2 films are definitely better than it.
They are, but I had a lot more fun watching this than I did Homecoming.
That's just because Willem Dafoe is going like, meh,
Yeah,
meh.
probably, and we were in the throes of a long Marvel session when it got to Homecoming, and I was probably so fucking done with it all. I agree, it's nowhere near as good, probably, than these 2 movies, but I mean, it was fun.
Is fun, but
It was fun.
We're artificially in longer than this. I'm not putting this in anyway but number 3.
It is the worst. It's just put it at the
Yeah.
bottom.
It did a lot for superhero films, and it did a lot for Spider-Man, and it is a lot of fun to watch. But in terms of quality, sorry,
It-
man.
It
But
did
it's
do a
an
lot.
angel.
It did do a lot for superhero films. Actually, this film probably helped pave the way for MCU and all the rest of it.
Holy,
So
holy
good,
shit, you're right.
good
I
on it.
hate this movie.
It's part of like it was part of that like early 2000s resurgence after
Yeah.
Did it?
after Batman and Robin killed everything for a few years. Yeah.
This is where it all began. Oh no.
Well, X-Men was first, and Blade as well. But then there was this. This was
I mean,
I
I'd
do
put
want to
Blade.
watch Blade at some point.
I'd put Blade in the same category as the '90s Batman films. In that, like, that's in that era, if that makes sense. In
Fair
my
enough.
head. But
Yeah.
it's all arbitrary, I suppose. So yeah, we've ranked it. Next week is Spider-Man 2. So we're doing all the Raimis. We're doing the Amazings. Are we doing Spider-Verse as well? I can't remember if we're.
I think we said yes originally.
Yes.
Oh, cool! I'm very much looking forward to that. Well, to be honest,
Uh,
I really enjoy all these films in their own ways.
I was gonna say I look forward to watching Into the Spider-Verse for the first time. So
It's one of my favorite superhero films.
Brilliant film. I'm really excited to watch Spider-Man 2 because I
it
remember
was one of my favorite films of all time for a long time.
Well, this
People's-
this is where my controversial opinions are going to get me in trouble.
Oh no, do you not like Alfred Molina?
I like
his
Alfred
arm.
Molina, but Tobey Maguire still fucking sucks.
But yeah, I mean, people still put Spider-Man 2 on like top of all Spider-Man films, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Mm-hmm.
So, an outro, I suppose I should do.
Indeed.
If you've made it this far in a Blunt Lemons video, I'm going to assume you actually quite enjoyed it. So if you could please like, subscribe, ring the little dangly bell that rings at the back of my throat. Ben! Socials.
Yes, please follow us on Twitter at Blunt Lemon, and I will come kiss you on the mouth
Jesus.
in person. Don't know how I
Okay.
do that any other way, but yep.
First 100 followers gets a smooch of Ben.
Let me kiss you on the lippies. Come on.
Ooh, I didn't like that. Dion, this is where I'd usually turn to you for streams, but I can't remember what streams we're doing anymore.
I mean, I myself do not stream at the moment still, so there's still no completion series. As for our streams in general, well, I guess this is a good time as any to ask, do people want to play like Back for Blood again tomorrow or something? Because I've really been itching to play that game again. or
I
at
would
least
very
something.
much like to, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
okay, good. So Back for
I-
Blood stream tomorrow?
I
Yes.
can't do tomorrow.
Damn
Bugger.
it, Ned!
I know. Or the day
That's-
after.
That's a big bugger because I can't do Wednesday or Thursday.
Ah.
Oh, well.
I can't do Friday, if that was going to be a suggestion.
Oh shit.
And this is where the Blunt Lemons fall apart, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh well. We had a good
I
run.
mean, those who can stream either tomorrow or Wednesday, do you want to stream something? Maybe Back for Blood, maybe something else?
I definitely can't do Wednesday, so tomorrow sounds good.
I might be able to do tomorrow. It depends. I have a release on Wednesday, so it depends how far I get tomorrow during work. But if I can, I will let you know.
Fair enough.
If not, feel free to just stream Back for Blood or whatever that was.
But it's not Back for Blood if Joe's not got mine.
There isn't four of us,
Blood.
damn it. Four's in the title.
Back 3 Blood.
But yeah, there
Ugh.
it is.
There you go.
Awful.
It's not got the same ring.
Hasn't got any ring.
But yeah, potential Back for Blood stream tomorrow. And then I don't think there's anything else scheduled this week. Are we doing a watch along?
Watch
I-
along.
Oh,
Oh. Oh.
We normally do them on Thursday, but then just if you can't do Thursday, so
So no watch along this week then.
I mean,
Absolutely.
if those who are available on Thursday, we can do a one-off watch-along type deal without you
Honestly,
understanding.
for the sake of having a decent sleep schedule, I'll probably pass on Thursday as well. But if the two of you want to do one, that's perfectly fine by me.
We should discuss this off air. I feel.
Right, still, if we come to a decision now, it's good for the people to know. But yes.
there'll be no coming of any decisions.
So, game stream tomorrow, potential stream on Thursday. And otherwise, this will be Spider-Man 2 next Monday.
Sick.
There you go. So it's the part of this. I've done the outros are done. Everything's wrapped up. Joe, serenade me.
Absolutely not, you pervert.
He nailed my heart. He went for the heart.
He
did.
did, just like Green Goblin went for Aunt May.
Just like Norman.
I am Norman.
Goodbye,
Storm
everybody.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Bye.